Mattie Mondays, where we do music in different ways. I guess friends and be dropping gems. Always keep it genuine. Knowledge, power, and some funny. Every week, every Monday. Pure, real, and honest. Tap in, leave a comment. You're tuned in to Mattie Mondays.
Yes. We are back around another 7 days for another episode of Mattie Mondays, where we do music in different ways. I am super excited about this evening because tonight we will have a very special guest. You have been hearing me mention his name for the past several weeks. So now I have the privilege to put a name to a face. But I see you guys are already active in these comments. So let me get over here and see who's in the building. Look at you guys already at it. All right. We got Chevy in the building saying greetings, Mattie Mondays members. Who else we got? We got Mama Mattie in the building saying hi, family. Musician Taylor's, we already know, is in the building. Welcoming everybody back to Mattie Mondays. Natalia's lurking in the building and hoping that everybody's having a good evening. Yes, it's been one that's been stringing along, but it's been a great day. We got Twin in the building, saying good evening to the family. C Styles in the building. We got a special guest backstage, so I am not going to take too long on this recap and introduction to the night. All right, Chef showing love. All right, so last week, you guys saw commercials, you saw the promotion, you saw a lot of good news and good information about a really dope event that kicked off last Thursday. Hopefully, first of very many. It was in collaboration with the Animation Sound and the umbrella company Flare Nova. Myself, Twin was the bridge for me. We did several records for the animation representing the Tribe Nations, and we got to be a part of a workshop last week that exhibited the animation, and we got to go into how we created the records, one rap, one singing song in collaboration with one of our artists that's well known to our platform, Paris Imani. So it was a lot of fun. A room full of new faces in collaboration with Henry Music, and they are a nonprofit organization that gives away free instruments to kids in and outside of their county. So it was a very special night, a lot of fun. Shout out to our friends who pulled up on us, and again, I'm excited to do it again. Hopefully, we're able to replicate that experience and share it to a lot more rooms and a lot more kids and parents and families. So that was really cool. Them taking in and taking to what we were sharing and being inspired. So it's always a blessing to be able to be in those spaces, on those panels, and in front of our community in those creative ways. So that was awesome. And I'm going to leave it right there. We had G-Ho this past weekend. So, we were in the building out there with C Styles. That was a lot of fun. We definitely got a lot of content and recaps coming your way. As you know, I'm a North Carolina native. So yeah, we definitely were in the building for G-Ho A&T homecoming this weekend. So that was a lot of fun. All right. So I am not going to hold you. I'm seeing it. I'm getting some text messages too. Chef says that Mattie Monday's crew neck shirt is crispy and super clean on screen. Yeah, I love this look. I love this logo. Shout out to Ashley of Crash Creatives for this super dope logo, for getting us upgrading us last year with this super fly logo. All right, so without further ado, you guys are very familiar with the record glitch, right? Every time I mention where that came from, the experience that evening, you hear the names DJ Five Venoms, you hear, of course, Chevy, Twin. Even Crystal pulled up. We drug her out one night for me to complete the camp. And Troy Guns is another name that you guys have been hearing me mention for the past several weeks, over a month now, frequently. And tonight we have the pleasure of putting a face to a name. Troy's in the building. We are going to dive into his story, the roles that he plays in and around the music industry. Of course, this is Mattie Mondays where we do music in different ways, but we know that we always find outside of the business of things, but just there's always a really dope connection as people, as humans, and common shared experiences. So we're gonna dive into Troy's story this evening. We're gonna get to know him. We're gonna have some fun. So have your questions prepared and ready to shoot our way. I'll make sure I'm managing those in the comments. And we're gonna get into it. Troy, you ready for me to bring you up? You ready to rock? All right, let's get it. All right. All right. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you. How everybody doing? How you
Excellent.
doing, Mattie?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You can see me now.
I like that sweatshirt though.
Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Chevy, Musician
I know
Taylors.
Sherry probably told you to say something.
Listen, you know, he get the merch. He get the merch right. That thing look good. That yellow look good.
Yeah.
But thank you. Thank you first and foremost for being here. As you see, Troy is on the go. So it is we don't take it lightly that you are creating time, carving time out to come be a part of Mattie Mondays and introduce yourself to our world and just share your story. So I super appreciate you just giving us your time. And
I,
as they
I
get to know
appreciate
you,
you.
they're gonna understand how valuable your time is as they learn who you are. All right, so Troy, can you take a moment to introduce yourself to the room, where you're from, and just a brief overview of what you do, and then I got some questions that are ready. And again, guys, have yours ready.
All right, so I go by the name of Troy Billionaire Gunn Ginyard. Some people call me Troy Gunn. Some people call me Billionaire. Some people call me Billion. Depending on who you are, you call me everything else, but you make sure you keep me as the child of God first and foremost. Uh, But I started in the music industry since 12, doing street promotions. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland, but what I originally say to everybody is that Baltimore birthed me, Atlanta raised me, and Orlando paid me, and that's Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
So
Okay.
um, so I started at 12 when I moved from Baltimore to Atlanta, and I started doing street teamwork, promotions, things of that nature, and went through the little aspects of things with music. You know what I'm saying? I was in a rap group, could rap, write songs and everything, but I moved more into the business because I wanted to learn more about the business of it because it seemed like the people in the business was making the most money and the artist was just getting the fame. So I wanted to learn more about the business, learn how you deal with the business. And I apologize because I'm in the car.
Oh,
I'm
good.
actually in Florida right now. When I get there, you'll understand the whole movement and everything. So I just been traveling nonstop. But with everything I did, I started from street promotions, creating my own company, creating my own marketing company with my family, my cousin Ian. We had a company called The Committee that was in Atlanta. We did all kind of parties through all kind of street promotions. We put girls in the street promotions to where we took the Baltimore colors and had black and orange, which was the Oreos colors, and we made them black and orange and with camouflage pants, and basically was doing promotions. And that's before they even had females on street teams. So in Atlanta, we was doing all that, doing a lot of, different kind of promotions for different people without people even knowing, because we didn't really care about, at the time, we wasn't big in the names. We was big in just putting in our work.
Okay.
So we did a lot of work for a lot of other companies that was getting like the respect of it, but we was getting our checks. So that's how we figured out how we did it. So we started realizing that, your brand things matter, that your brand needs to matter over the money. So then it got to be kind of equally balanced. So then doing that, I learned that you had to, doing the promotions, we want to do a show. We started doing this thing called Resurrection, Test the Skills in Atlanta. Was an underground thing. We did things for like artists, and that's kind of sparked my interest as far as management. And because we did the Resurrection, Test the Skills, up to 5 of them, And that's where, DJ Drama, DJ Roster Root, all these DJs that was coming up that you know about now,
Yeah.
basically like top DJs that's in the world right now, started with us, with Resurrection, doing Test of Skills. Like my OG is like one of the people that does a lot, you know what I'm saying, in that don't really talk about a lot is like Spearhead X. He was a producer. He's part of he's the creator with his other partners of the Coalition DJs. He's
Okay.
been
Very
around
familiar.
forever. You know what I'm saying? He was with me when we did Resurrection. I was younger than all of them when we was doing it. We talking about we're doing this like we 16, 17 doing stuff. Then going there, jumping around. We did, dealt with my family. Kawan Prather was with Parental Advisory. Outcast them. I did promotions for them for a while. And then we just all kind of grew up together, just, in and out of each other's circles. And I'm kind of moving fast with it.
No, it's
From
good.
there, from there, KP and everybody was doing their thing. I created my own company. Family had to go to college. Mothers made them go to college. Me, um, I just got a job, and it was like, you know what, this ain't for me. So I just kind of just like figured out how to do my own thing, and then I kind of ended up, moving forward, moved to Orlando, Florida. Kind of figured out, watched how the market moved in Orlando. Ran into some guys that was doing like when Twitter was big. Ran into some guys that doing the Twitter bash, and then started doing parties and events in Orlando as well. And it just so happens with the guys, I taught them about business. I mentored them. Um, Managed the promoters, which at that time they was considered like socialites and tastemakers, the
Okay.
different names. And I managed them to where we didn't have to spend money because they were so big online that we didn't have to spend money on flyers. So basically, when they put their word out, I just basically managed how they put out the word, and we got creative. And they did like little movies, little skits, little things like that that everybody do now. They was doing, like 10 years ago. They was
Nice.
already doing it. And so they came up big, and they run Orlando right now as far as promotions. And then we got to the point we bought our own club. I still was doing management. Backing up a little bit, me and my cousin Malik got a deal with So Def with an artist by the name of Tiger, who also wrote for Bow Wow and other records for JD. Just backing up. So that's really what started everything with me in management. Sorry that I skipped that
No, it's all
part, but
good.
it's a lot that I've done that I'm trying to remember that at a young age, we did. Because I think we got our first joint venture deal. It was with Sam. My cousin was A&R working with Sam Snead. We did Street Scholar. That was the name of it. And Street Scholar was doing stuff with JD. We did a deal with JD. I was throwing shows. I threw a show for Tiger back then. If your artist did shows with major artists and wasn't known, it was easier to get them deals because, like, man, who's these artists? You create the buzz for them. The labels wanted to go check them out. It's not like how it was when it was the internet. And then we just basically moved because the internet was coming the same time we was doing it. So we was on the last wave when artists was doing it like that. Then it was
Okay.
SoundCloud and everything that started moving that way. So then when I got to Orlando, it was Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So when we was on Twitter, our flyers was on Twitter. So it made we was doing sellout parties as if they was rap concerts.
Nice.
So the shows would be like 10,000 people at a party.
Okay.
So just imagine what them young boys made. And it's like they put them together. It's like 4 or 5 of them, and you talking about like 10,000 people at their parties. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy. And they making numbers of like as if you was a rap group. You know what I'm saying? They're not making small numbers, making $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 off of one party.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So we
Yeah,
started
that's crazy.
figuring that out to where they got bigger clubs, bigger venues, to where they started getting nights, and we'll do parties in Orlando to where we got to the point we even own our own club and still
Okay.
through all the concerts and stuff. So
Okay.
then I started managing. Then once I did that, I started doing my own birthdays. I brought KP, went back to DJing. He was DJing all along, but then he started liking DJing again while he was being an executive. And Regina Davenport, who's my business partner, and I co-manage KP with Regina Davenport. Which the funny thing is, Regina is the person that mentored me for So Def. When I worked with So Def, we used Stankonia, and she was over Purple Ribbon and Stankonia, everything that had to deal with Outkast and Big Boy and just their labels and their music at the time. She was mentoring me how to do things, how to be an A&R. So I was learning from her back then, and then we full circle back together. We become business partners with co-managing KP together. So that was like a co-managed KP as far as DJing. Went from co-managing KP to managing DJ Five Venoms. And then why I DJ other artists in Orlando was like Big Head. He's a big artist that was in Orlando, Florida. I managed KT, who was a big artist in Orlando, Florida. And at Atlanta at a time, it was an artist by the name of Lucci Low. He's got a big buzz in Philly. So during that time, I was dabbling with different artists and managing with different artists. And then finally, I caught on to how to really maneuver and how to really get them to where they need to be. And that's how, like with KP, we did a lot of dope stuff, still doing a lot of dope stuff when he's not doing his executive role, because it takes a lot. You know what I'm saying? With him as a big executive as he is, he's trying to, balance his key. And now,
I'm gonna come back a little bit. So we got a few things. It's a few things I want to know a little bit more about in depth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a few things that you dropped. I'm actually hop in these comments real quick. Musician Taylor's threw a question in. Okay. So in your mention of JD, you're referencing Jermaine Dupri.
Yep, that's Jermaine Dupri. Yep.
Yep. Which we're all very familiar with. And then he's showing love to Miss Regina, the amazing Miss Regina Davenport, and KP, Kawan Prather. All right. So there are a few things I definitely want to know more about. All right. So from your start, you did answer the question. But I was there a moment from starting as an artist, as a younger kid, a young man going into the business? Was there like something specific that you saw that kind of shifted? Because I know that's kind of I would say unusual as a kid.
What shifted me from being, you saying what made me shift from an artist to business?
Yeah. What was it, like a certain person?
My cousin died. My cousin died. My cousin was in a major car accident. We was about to get on a tour with Naughty by Nature, Mac 10. We were still in high school. Our teacher was trying to figure out how we was going to do it. And it was Mac 10, Naughty by Nature, Ice Cube. And we was like sophomores and about to go do a tour with them.
Wow.
And no, juniors. And my cousin died in a car accident on July 4th. We was in a group together, me, Malik, and Mike, and he died on July 4th. And that made me question about a lot of things. And I just didn't really want to rap no more without him. Because it was just us three, and then what's the lady name? It was a lady by the name of Tashawn Macon from OMP. I interned at Organized Noise Production with Orlando. It was Orlando McGee, who people know. Me and him interned together at Orlando Organized Noise Production. And that's when they dropped Kilo, Witch Doctor. And she had a talk with me. And she said something that stuck with me years later, like, you don't have to be an artist. You don't have, that stuck with me years later. And that's what resonated in me to go to the business. But it really was that my cousin passed away in a car accident. I just didn't see myself rapping without him.
I see. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That is usually a lot of like hard-hitting moments that shift our path in life.
Mm-hmm.
So with that loss, and then with on the other side of that, the encouragement from this executive, what were some of the things? Because I know I kind of want to stay here on this topic for just a moment, where there is a lot of oversaturation in a lot of artists because of the access, and I get it. That's no shade at all, but those are the realities of the moment in time, right? And I've heard a lot of questions, especially from people who are I'll say seasoned in the game. A lot of these conversations are saying, hey, everybody doesn't have to be the artist. Like, you have these huge crews, but it's like, if maybe you focus on this person or these two people and everybody play roles, you can get to a destination a lot faster. What's your perspective on that?
I think that's a lot of people got to learn how to humble themselves and really sit in the reality of what's really real. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be the artist. And really a team player, you just got to find your part that you play in the team and understand that, one person might be the investor. You know what I'm saying? One person might be, if we really thought like that, there'll be a lot more crews and teams that be a lot more ahead. And there'll be a lot more artists that will stop saying they self-made because ain't none of us self-made.
No.
I hear you say it,
None of
but
us.
ain't none of us self-made because
No.
your mama, somebody helped you. It might not be they helped you directly in the music industry, but they helped you keep yourself together to get to where you was getting to. So I think a lot of teams, if they thought like that, they could move a lot faster in the industry and do it. I think one people that kind of moved like that was kind of like Wu-Tang. It was a whole bunch of artists, but then they still had people in the background as like cousin, family members that played their part.
Nice. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Which
think,
aided in them being so successful.
right, I think ASAP Mob is another crew that's like that, really family driven, really work together. Um, I believe A Boogie and his team move like that. There's a couple of teams that move like that. They get it and understand their position and how they need to move.
Dope.
So I totally agree with you. I think also if artists were playing, if if artists were playing more and kind of figure out, like when people say find your market, I know they get tired of hearing that, but find who's your market, who you trying to really gravitate to, who really takes interest in you first.
Yeah.
I think if they really look at that, I think if artists really look at really budgeting themselves, like money wise, like knowing I got a budget, recording this, and that. And I think a lot of artists and a lot of technology has played a role to where they're able to do that a little more effectively now. So I think that plays a part in it. And that's just for artists that's beginning out, just starting out, that they really need a budget and kind of figure out what they want to do and how they're going to get there and plan it and then execute it. If you just, but don't let that stop you. Move while you planning. You definitely got to move while you planning. You can't just stand there and just stay there and don't have any kind of motion. You got to have motion and keep planning. So you can have motion to be able to move to get into certain rooms, to be around certain people. So when you're ready and you have it, you have those connections and those relationships.
Yeah. So what I hear when you say that is, which is I understand 100%, but even if you don't have everything in place, but you're lining it up, stay out there networking, and letting people know who you are and what you're up to.
Yep. You have to do that. You have to, you got to stay open. Got to keep your hands open. Can't be closed. Got to keep your hands open. Got to be ready to receive and give at the same time.
Heard that. I like that. All right, I'm gonna take a quick pause. And we're gonna we got some new faces in the place. Shout out to Ace. Thank you for stopping through on Mattie Mondays. We got a question from musician Taylor's. They asked, is Orlando McGee Goody Mob's manager? Is that who you're referencing?
I don't know if he's still Goody Mob manager. He was at the time. Now I think he's now our organized noise manager now. Not just Goody Mob, but he's not Goody Mob manager. No, I don't think he's Goody Mob. Not no more.
Okay. We got Clef in the building. What's good, my brethren? What's up? Yes, this is gonna be an action pack, and we just getting started. He said great info. We're just getting started. I know there's so many things that it's on me to ask the right questions. Yes, I'm excited to have you.
The given answer is that Orlando McGee runs 1 RPM as of now.
That's okay, definitely familiar. Okay, dope, 1 RPM. Natalia says, hope everybody's having a good night. Oh, all good. We know you in here with us. And the musician Taylor said, what's good, Ace and Carbon Clef. All right, so I came kind of loaded. You have covered a few things, so let me see where I want to take this. Let's see. Okay, so my big interest, and of course, I have added on some new team members over the past couple years. But it's always cool to get the perspective, learn from him, and people in the management role of what the journey looks like. Like it's easy for me to say, okay, I'm the writer. This is my vision. And I'm blessed to have someone who supports the vision and actually leads and adds their wisdom. What is that process? What has that journey been like for you, specifically in that management seat?
So with me, that's cool. When I first started,
You can
when
be
I
honest
first,
here.
so when I first started management, you know, I always been like a niche type of manager. Like I always look for people that kind of artists that kind of knew business. And then there's some artists, because what I learned early when I dealt with some artists, they was very creatives, are very emotional people.
Mm.
And in business, emotions don't really work well because you emotionally can either burn bridges or emotionally work when you react off your emotions, you'll do things that could mess up the total business of where you trying to go. Like you can self-sabotage yourself real quick.
Right.
So me, I look for certain characteristics in the artist, and one of the characteristics is to see if they have any kind of business sense whatsoever. They could be creative in thoughts, but that's only one part of it to me. You got to have a kind of business understanding and have a vision of where you kind of want to go. Because as a manager, you supposed to just lead the vision, like they're the character. You're supposed to lead like you're the horse that's moving it, and talk to the people, and then talk to them to where they understand and you understand. You gotta have like a relationship where you have an understanding, effective communication. I've seen it where I had artists that just jump ship off of nothing, and they don't hold no accountability of what they've done. They blame you with their situation, and it be all on them about what they done. So now I kind of like I have a lot of people that come to me and want me to manage them, but I look at it of how like I'll help people just because that's who I am, but that won't particularly mean that I'm going to manage you. Like I help and get you some relationships, but the ones that I manage is because I have built a relationship with them. So we got to understand. And then now when I do management, I kind of partner with them and be their business partner
Okay.
and do it more in that line of where we're a business partner and we're building your brand, your business, and we're building a role and we're trying to keep it to where it makes sense in the fundamentals and it financially makes sense for everybody. So nobody don't feel like they're getting God or they feel like
Yeah.
I'm putting a lot of work. I'm putting I'm putting in the hard. I work just as hard as you do, if not even more, so we could make it to where we need to get to
Yeah.
make your vision come true. And
Right.
then from there, your vision change once you get to your vision grow more. So as it grows
Yeah.
more, I manage the expectations of how we're going to get to where we're getting to.
Yeah.
And I think that's key in management. You got to really understand, it's psychology. You really got to understand the mind of the person that you're dealing with to really get them to where you're trying to get them to.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes they don't know. They just
That,
know what they want,
that's
but
a
they don't
fact.
know how to get there. And you got to kind of navigate and explain to them how to get there and tell them just because they see this person doing it don't mean that's going to work for you.
Yeah.
So let's find what's going to work for both of us to get you to where you're trying to get to. And you got to take time. You got to take time to know somebody. You got to pay attention. Like I say, patterns is everything. You got to pay attention to the patterns. Y'all got to talk about the music. Y'all got to have an understanding creative. And it comes with a lot of respect and trust and just trusting. You got to have a lot of trust in each other to get there. And then you got to listen and understand. They might come with teammates that you might not get along with, but they might have a dope skill set that actually helps to get them where they're trying to get to. So you got to know how to, work inside that system and create systems that's going to work effectively for where y'all trying to get to.
But that's a huge one. There's a few things that you mentioned in there. A big one definitely that came to mind was respect. Respect for what, and as the writer or artist being managed, um I had an idea of what it meant to bring a manager on, but I know much better like how much of a sacrifice it is. It is a huge sacrifice to sit in that management seat. Like you said perfectly, putting somebody's vision out front and helping them make it real. So respect is a huge thing, and that's me talking to artists and other creatives who are like seeking out or even have one, like it's definitely good to do a self check of how much you appreciate that person that is in that role for you.
Yeah, because a lot of
That's,
people
that's a huge deal.
a lot of people mistake and think managers like they assistant or something, and they're not your assistant.
Nah, that ain't it.
They ain't. I just want to be
But
clear on
they
that.
sit in
They're
that
not.
seat too, in
They're not
addition
your
to
assistant.
everything.
And actually, they work hard. And if you do the math, and you got a real manager, they don't even make the money they supposed to make
Nah, nah.
of all the work they put in. And then you be like, oh man, I want a new manager, so this person got more relationship. Them type of artists you got to stay away from because they don't get it.
Yeah. Have you
One of
read
the
into that before? That
yeah,
because I've heard that too, like people being ready to jump ship after they
yeah,
get some buzz, and then they like, all right, I don't need you anymore.
yeah. I
Have you
see it.
ran into that?
Yeah, I've seen it all the time. I ran it at a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And it
Yeah.
doesn't affect me because I put myself in the situation. Those artists are artists I say, you know, that I just help. Those are artists that I know they're gonna do that, so I just might help them along the way, but
That's,
I never manage them. And they might be asking me, "Why you don't manage me?" Because I see your patterns. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? So
that's
you're
that's
good,
big.
and I want to help you because that's my heart. But I'm not gonna manage you. When I say I'm gonna manage you, that means I'm gonna put. I love hard. That's like if I get in a relationship
It
with
is.
a person, I love real hard. So if I love hard, I'm gonna go real hard for you. And so I rather not put. I know how to, you know what I'm saying, control my heart. Make sure I protect my heart when I'm doing things because I put like a lot of work and my work ethics in it to go real hard for them. One of the things I would like to share, I have a new client. Well, he's always been there,
Okay.
and his name is Derek Milano. He's one of the dopest
Okay.
songwriters in the country. You know what I'm saying? And he got a niche that he writes most a lot of the records for the female rappers that's like blowing up, like not even them, but just even men, Pop Smoke, a lot of people, right? But the thing what people don't know, I've been with Derek's career since he's been in Orlando since for a while, right? But I never managed him until now because I knew what he had to go through and I knew what I had to go through. And the timing, we really listen to what God's timing for, right? So I used to just help him. No matter what he needed, I help. But biggest thing I think he needed was more of me being like a brother to him more than a manager at that time. Because of the stuff he was going through, growing with the music industries and the managers that he had, he needed more somebody to watch out for him
Mm-hmm.
than to manage him at the time. So he needed somebody to watch out to give him advice with the managers that he had because he was growing. He worked so hard. The boy work ethic is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, you know, I just wouldn't be able to do it because at the time I had, to me personally, when I think about it, I had kids, like kids, and it would took a lot for my kids. It took at my time I was married. It took a lot of times for my marriage. It was a lot of things, but
Yeah.
now, you know, not trying to say it, but now my kids are older. Um, I'm not married anymore, but that's not having nothing to do with it. But
That's
I'm just
fair.
I have more flexibility with time, and then also um, my support system, whether it's my friends, whether it's the you know, they are real good. My kids understand, my family understands. Just different things of what's going on, or how
Yeah.
I need to move. I can move better to be able to do what he needs to get done now. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot
Right.
of people don't get, you got to have that move. A lot of people don't understand that. They don't understand that you got to be gone a lot to really make moves and make these motions to do what you want to do. You have to get into them rooms to do it. And
Right.
it takes balancing your budget. It takes to time. It's a lot of time that's consumed in it when you're maneuvering like that to get you to where you want to go to. It takes time, and you can't be complacent. You can't stay in one place to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you got technology and you're trying to do it, you still got to be in them different rooms and be in them different cities so people can move and rub, so you can better network the correct way.
Thanks. Thanks. That's definitely been impressed upon me and proven. There's a knowing. I was been a mover and shaker a bit, but Chev coming through and like, hey, you gotta hit different cities. You gotta. I can say your name, but they need to know you. They need to
Right?
see you.
It's
They need to experience you. And
you gotta
that's
have a connection,
facts.
a real connection. If the
Yes.
picture they didn't show it, like yeah, they show it, but when the pandemic hit, man, people showed that you gotta have a real connection with people. Like you could be online and do all that. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. you can have all the streams in the world, right? Let me see you go do a show and see if them people that streaming your music gonna show up at your show.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
don't show up at your show.
Yeah.
It's a totally different connection. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta have that connection with people. You gotta have that connection with your fans. It's not gonna come from you sitting behind your computer screen. And some people might be cool with just, I'm making this money from the streams, but then at the same time, the world changed, technology changed. When the streams change, what do you have?
Yeah.
What you gonna have? You don't,
Yeah.
what I mean, you might still have some of your catalog, which catalog is big. That's big in the music, in bid. That's what the music business is about, is your catalog. But when you gotta do shows and stuff, and you just been a streaming artist and never really looked at doing shows, you bound to selling. You have to start selling your catalogs and your masters, because you ain't got no shows to go do, because nobody they never got to experiencing you in that way.
Yeah, it's the difference for people loving the song versus the artist.
You want people to love you for who you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the creativity that you brought as an artist. I give big up to a lot of songwriters, because songwriters don't get they just do. When I look at songwriters, should get paid more than me personally, because they help that artist be. I'm just saying, they help that artist. They make kings. They king and queen makers. Songwriters make you kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? To make you who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't think they get enough credit in that. But the truth is, that's what they make, kings and queens. It's people that is king makers and never be the kings themselves. They just create the kings and queens.
Yeah. Yeah. No, agreed for sure. Definitely more money, even more appreciation. But I am seeing that more these days in the appreciation. I don't know people's pockets, but I definitely see it more in the appreciation. So that's neat to see from some of the bigger artists who carry a platform. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But I agree. And even with that, I understand as a writer, we're human, so it is cool to get the shout outs, but we do know, I think at least a good writer knows that it's our role to, to help to push up other people through our creativity, and be good with that, because that's what we do. It's for somebody else to, like you say, be the king or the queen, but we just help to fuel. And I'm still making my way, but no, I totally agree. Totally agree.
I think I should get more appreciation. I think they give more appreciation, but a lot of people don't know who songwriters are until now. They starting to know now.
Yes,
but
yes.
They're starting to learn now, and that's because a lot of the songwriters back then, it was hard for them to become artists, but now they're able to become artists more easily, being on with social media and everything.
Yeah. Nah, big bars. Musician Taylor shares songwriters are king and queen makers. Kings and queens makers. Yeah, that is bars. That's bars. Songwriters are kings and queen makers. Bars. I'm gonna have to clip that up. With Billionaire Gunn himself. No, that's really cool. All right, so that was a big one for me. I really wanted to dive into your perspective in the management. So that's really cool. I would love to know, what is your favorite role? Like, is it like business owner, entrepreneurship, the management, promoting? Like, what would you say is your favorite and why? And that's not to say you don't enjoy the others, but if you had to pick one.
I think it'd be management, and it's no. Business as a whole is my love. I love to do business, but as far as that, I would say management, because you get to deal with a lot of different personalities, which helps you grow yourself when you deal with different personalities, and it gives you different perspectives about different things in life. So that's big on me, because like, even though I'm doing management and I do all this stuff in the music, right? I'm in school for psychology right now. So I'm going to school in psychology because I think that all plays a role, because I love how the mind works and I want to be a better, effective communicator. So other than for to do that, I want to know how the mind really works and how people really think, so I could be the best version of myself to be the best person and servant to help people really get to their vision. Because one of the things I really do is like somebody said when I was younger that I'm like a firefighter. I always try to fix and help things, right? So I had to learn how to stop doing that, like running like the fire and try to save everybody.
Yeah.
But now I'm more like, how can I effectively get people where they want with their dreams? Because I love to help people with their dreams, and how I could do it with godly principles in a godly way, and make sure I'm not helping people to destroy themselves, but helping people get there. Because sometimes you can empower people by helping them when they might need to sit where they at to really learn a lesson that they need to learn, right? So I had to be discerning on how to really help with certain artists and what I need to do and what I don't know. What I need to, I guess it's like when you like something I tell my kids, you gotta know when to and when not to. And that's something you gotta be discerning to be able to do to effectively communicate and help an artist to get or anybody to get where they need to get to. So I would say basically it would be management because it's dealing with different personalities.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really neat. I could, I was a psychology sociology major back in undergrad, so I completely concur. I love like understanding people and being in their roles. But I will say, being in the seat of being managed and having partnership in that way has grown me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with his level of patience and like the quick, like we jumped in and he's seeing all the ranges of me. Most people think I'm just calm and reserved. No, not not
It's like you can
always.
turn up a little bit, Mattie. Don't think you
Yeah, I
fooling
can
me.
turn up a little
They
bit.
laugh.
And I could be I'm very, forward. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
forward and blunt, and that's not always received.
Well,
It's not always meant to be brash, but Chev, he knows how to receive it with understanding and gently. You know what I'm saying? Even if it
mm-hmm.
ain't fired off gently, he's quickly took the time to understand. So everything you've mentioned is right on par with my experience, and even me like learning how, being good at learning his personality, to help like our union in creating this vision be much more powerful. So it is a great school of like evolution in that way.
Yeah, it's weird. Like different artists have different bands. Like,
Yo, yo.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you well.
So like KP is a totally different person that I manage because he's self-contained. He's already been an executive. He's different, right? He knows what he wants, but sometimes it's difficult because he knows so much what he wants. It's hard to get him to see like, bro, this is where we at right now. So sometimes that's one, right? Then I have DJ Five Venom to where me and him works more like partners. And he has a certain way. You gotta figure out how everybody works differently to get him to where they're trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah.
wants to get where all his stuff is systematic and it's a system and it's flowing and it's going like this. And we putting a team in place that works. That's what I'm trying to get to. We put certain people in place that's like fits with the team
Nice.
strategically with different people mindsets because everybody mindset got to be like-minded and move in that way. So like KP team might be totally different than where it is different than DJ Five Venom's team, and then their team is totally different than all their teams, and then
Mhm.
each artist got different people on their team for different skill sets. It's the same team, but it's different type of people in the way they think to be able to elevate them to where they're trying to get to. Like for instance, when I manage, and I'm still part of their team, like Construction Kings. Um,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
they're in the real estate. They do big things. They very genuine people when it comes to building and teaching people how to build from ground up to where they created a school called Building Builders Academy, which I, what I'm saying, assisted with them with doing that as well. And they teaching people how to not only build houses. They're teaching people how to build a mindset to get to financial wealth. One of my closest friends, Kelly Parker, is one of the people that really talks a lot about, mindset. Me and him talk about it all the time. Me, him, and Gene, you know what I'm saying? They're doing their thing and growing in such a way. And I'm big that I was a part of that with them. with building much because they don't know how much they big with me. Like I came took care of my dad. My dad passed, or something my dad wanted me to get into was real estate. So at the time I had worked with them and stepped away from music and was doing all that, but my passion and my purpose has always been in the entertainment industry. Like it seems like as soon as I step back in, everything just skyrocketed. You know, I was during the pandemic, I started doing candles and I did so many different talking about businesses.
Yeah.
I did one business. I don't think I was supposed to be doing that business, but I did. You know what I'm saying? I made what was I doing? Hot Box Cafe. We was doing
Not hot box.
yeah, Hot Box. We were doing chicken wing with sausage, you know, infused with THC, had lemon pepper, and we were selling the wings like crazy during the pandemic. I don't know if I supposed to be doing that, but hey, I did it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, entertainment was closed. We had to figure it away. So doing candles and Hot Box Cafe. You know what I mean? That's a business I started doing, and you know, I did that for a while, and then moved back to doing my music, and things just been going, and then moved back to doing like events, and things have just been skyrocketing because that part of my life is like part of my purpose and my journey that I'm supposed to stay on. You know what I'm saying? So I have different businesses and different things that I do that I like. But yeah, when I told you management, when I think about it, management is the best thing that I like doing.
That's awesome. All right, so I got a curveball question for you, and then I'm gonna open it up. I'm not gonna keep you much longer. I'll open it up to our Mattie Mondays members. But how is it managing these different powerhouses all at one time? Like, is there ever any? And you don't have to say who if the answer is yes. But is there ever any talks of, hey, spend a lot of time over there? What we doing over here? Or like, is there
Of
any of
course, I'm
that?
not gonna lie, Mattie. I ain't gonna lie to you. Of course.
Yeah. So what
It,
does that look like? I figured
it,
the answer was yes, but what
yes,
does that look like?
yes, and sometimes they get mad at you, and then you gotta have them tough conversations and be like, well, listen, you know what I used to try to do that don't work, and it works sometimes
It
is
don't work.
try to like merge everybody together to get everybody to work together. Sometimes and really, it really could work, right? But people mindsets don't really be on that. So they be like, man, I don't know about that. You know, I think they're doing, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Because that
like,
means somebody would have to take a back seat, right?
no. Because
No.
because each person's in different places. You know, like Five Venoms is a DJ, KP's a DJ, right? KP is he has like everybody, I don't want to say old school, it's like legendary people, right? And then he got some of the newer people, right? But Five Venoms is another DJ. They got a whole generation, a whole people that none of the music that, you know what I'm saying, is being listened to. But if you brought them together, Five Venom generation can learn from the people that KP DJ from, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
then Derek Milano, I'm just giving an example. Derek Milano, he writes for all of them people.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it could actually work, but it's like because everybody got their own individual vision and they got their own individual taste, you have to respect that as a manager. That is not it's because some people are like, oh, it's an ego. It's not an ego, it's a taste thing. You know what I'm saying? Like some people got their own taste of how they want to deal with and work with, how they want to do their vision. So you got to understand that. So yes, I have to have them tough conversations when they be like, man, you're over here. But I do pretty good at balances because I create a team. So when I create a team, and if I'm not there, my other people work just as effectively as I will on certain things. So you got to build a team to support you or what you're doing when you're a manager that has those type of powerhouse. And I don't even look at it as powerhouse. Like most of us are real like family. That's why I'm real like selective about who I manage. That's why I don't really get like new artists to just start and just manage them because they're not going to understand it. They're going to feel like, oh, you leave me on the back burner, bro. You ain't got nothing to manage really yet. I'm trying to build up what you managing.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of artists think because they got music, they got something to manage. That's not true.
Yeah. No, I understand that. Like
you gotta build a foundation for them artists, and you know what I'm saying. You really gotta build them up like you doing a house or something. You gotta, you know, and they be thinking I'm all ready to go. I got these dope music. You know, everybody think it ain't just that. You gotta build up. You gotta get people to know you. We gotta do a lot of work to get you to where you're trying to get to. So, and I don't have no problem to get my hands dirty. I will get in there and work. Like I said, it just gotta be the right artist. And then I tell artists, and they'll tell you, bro, I just don't got the time. I be straight serious. I don't got the time. When I get time, I can help you, plug you, but for me to manage you, I just don't have the time. Like, you know, I had a person mother ask me, "Hey, so I see you do all these big artists. Like, are you gonna have time for my person?" I'm like, yeah, I got time, and I show them that I have time to do it. But that's a good question. You gotta know to make sure and be honest with yourself. Do you got time to do it? Don't take on somebody, no matter if they making the money or you see a big day. If you ain't got time to really do it, don't do it. Because you're not gonna be effective, and it messes you up and messes them up. So you gotta wait till the time it might come back around later to where you got the time to do that. And you could be able to be more effective with them.
That's real. That's a level of what I'm hearing you say, and just throughout the conversation, like you approach everything with the consideration of spirituality, God, and integrity.
You got to.
Yeah.
There's no other way to do it. You got to.
Yeah.
Man, listen. There's no other way of doing it because you're gonna fumble. You're gonna fumble. I don't care what sport you trying to play, you're gonna fumble.
Yeah.
You're gonna drop the ball somewhere. And I don't want to be a person known to drop the ball. I want to be the person that always take it in the end zone.
Heard that. I like that. Okay, we're gonna pause on that. I like that. That's hard. All right, guys. So we have gained a wealth of knowledge in this last 45 minutes. This has been really exciting. I really enjoyed, and there's so much more I'm already knowing. But what I've learned today has been really, really cool. To learn more about your story, your experiences, your the way you think and approach your worlds and business and interactions and just connecting. So this has really, really been a pleasure. So thank you, first and foremost. And Mattie Monday members, any questions, any thoughts, please take a moment to quickly drop those in the comment section. And for you, Troy, Billionaire Gunn, is there any final thought that before these questions drop that you would like that you didn't have a chance to share, or just something that just comes to mind or your heart that you like to share with the room?
I would say that any manager, anybody in the business, just remember you're investing in people and not things. Don't get caught up in the things. Just invest in the person, and know that sometimes things are in season. And when you're managing an artist, sometimes artists might not always meant to stay with you. But when you're with you, just invest in them to make them grow to be the best version of themselves. That's just with anything that you're building. Just know it's an investment in them, and then take the time and appreciate them. And just know that you're doing it for God, so you don't get your feelings hurt when they do something that's so left field to you. Because if you look at it, the God that you're doing, the work that you're doing in the person, it won't affect you the same. You won't see it the same. I'm not saying that you're not going to feel that way, but just if you look at it that you're doing it under God, you won't get so displacement when a person do something that's not right. Can I give like people on my team is Jordan, Air Jordan, Chevy's part of our team.
Yeah.
Shout out like all these people, Twin, like they're you know what I'm saying. I met Twin through Chevy, and we all became family. You know what I'm saying. Even doing a business with the candles. You know what I'm saying. Simply Naked Candle Company. You know what I'm saying. When I did that, that was a blessing. I see everything as a blessing. Order, my cousin, just a lot of people that's on our teams that has grown to be where we at. Like they're a blessing. I see them all as a blessing. So see your people as a blessing and water them and help them grow. Even if they got some flaws, man, help them grow and just teach them how to be accountable. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest things that we all need to be more accountable of our actions and knowing what we're doing and then know where we at. In our skill set, it's okay not to know. Just make sure you continue to grow. Well, that was a bar. But yeah.
It's good. It's recorded. We can clip that thing up. No, that's all right. Thank you. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes. Thank you for giving your time and your energy, your thought, your wisdom. And yeah, just flowing with us tonight. We appreciate it. Super appreciate it. Twin Gator solidarity fist in the comments. Mama Mattie says powerful words for day-to-day living
I
as
appreciate
well. So yes, no, for sure. That's a really cool and special thing about being able to get here in this space. No matter the expertise or the specialty or the role, like I mentioned earlier before we got started, there's always a connection made. Just being us. Like there are roles that we play in this lifetime, but there's always a commonality, in general when we on the right type of time. And it just works out that way here, where we all understand like God as a centerpiece and how we treat other people and just constant growth and being held
Mhm.
accountable. And that's something that we do here well, whether it's just sharing information, challenging one another to be better, and just giving new perspectives for each
Man,
other to think.
I want to share something before I go, and
Okay.
it's got to do with your manager.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go.
I get your manager always claiming he ain't no manager, which made me laugh. Right,
Right. I wish you saw me skating around it.
right. So, but the thing that's crazy about it, that is one time he had to manage me, and he said something that he don't realize that it changed my life tremendously. It made me get back into the music industry. And he said, "Bro, this ain't you." That's all he said to me, right? And it triggered something inside of me. They're like, "Bro, this he managing me now." Like, what in the You know what I'm saying? Because he would tell you, if you ever talk to him, he'd tell you it was a moment that I said something to him that triggered him and made him realize something, right? And we was on tour, and he gonna know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna go into it. But we was on tour together, and he know I said something to him, and I was like trying to figure out what Chevy had going on. And me and him talk, and we got understanding. What most people would just had an attitude, we got understanding, but I got understanding to where I poured into him. So when I poured into him, it came back years later to where he poured back into me. And it
Awesome.
made me go extra harder to where I'm at now, to where things moving way bigger than I ever done before in the music industry.
That's awesome.
So I just wanted to share that with you. You got to do
No,
it, man.
thank you for sharing that. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. And it is super powerful to use Mama Mattie's word that she just used. Just to drive home the point, like in moments that we could choose to let ego lead. That first encounter with you guys being on tour, y'all chose to be brothers and to hear each other
Mm-hmm.
and to have that conversation, and then continue the relationship, and the tables turn. But that's big. That's huge. We're not perfect. We feel our feelings, but y'all being able to see each other in front of one another as not enemies, but brothers who may have had
Mm-hmm.
slight disagreement and still be able to have that full conversation that brought so much value to one another. That's super powerful. That's super
Yeah.
powerful. All right, they down in this. Okay, here we go. Chef said, "LOL, I was just returning the favor, my brother." So you must remember that moment that you're not going into.
Yeah, we ain't gonna go into it, but he know what I'm talking about.
That's what's up. Twin shares, managers are mentors. That's a fact.
That's true.
That's a fact.
Well, you know what? The right managers are mentors, twin.
Mm, the right
You know,
manager.
everybody think they're a good manager or a good person, but that ain't true. It's your character that makes the difference.
Heard that. That's another bar. You clip that up. Another bar. Awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna give you a few more minutes to drop a question in here. Again, as I opened up with, they have been hearing your name, Troy, Writing Camp, DJ Five Venoms, Atlanta, Troy, Glitch.
Mm-hmm.
So before we depart, we usually leave this space with some music. So once we come down off of the stage, we're gonna exit with the recent drop. And thank you guys for having me,
Oh
for
man.
Chevy and Twin bringing me into the room.
So you gonna come
I
down to March? You gonna come down in December?
and the, yes, I ain't even gonna second guess it. Yes, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna
Okay.
make it happen. I'm excited. I'm excited about it. But I'm really enjoying, again, as a writer, I pull up to write, and you guys opted to keep me on it. So I was like, let's go.
You know, the
So
funny thing that I called Chevy is like, yo, how would you think she feel? Like, bro, she a songwriter. But then I was sat there and I listened. I kept listening to the record. Me and Five was going back and forth just to give you background of us. We was going back and forth about the record, and if I like, yo, I kind of like her on it. I was like, you know what? I do too. Let's just keep her.
that's the
And that's just how it was. Cause I first Chevy tell you, I was like, yo, tell Chevy, tell her we gonna put somebody to sing her. Send me the lyrics. I think you sent me the lyrics. Had the lyrics. I was about to put somebody on it, and then something hit me in my spirit, hit Five at the same time. And I was like, you know what? Let's just keep Mattie on her, bro. Like, let's go.
Thank y'all.
You know, and then Shauna did her thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yes, you did.
it works.
Appreciate it.
So
Yeah, people are loving it, so it's cool.
I appreciate you doing it and the way y'all market it and going about it and things of that nature. I really, you know, there's a whole movement going, so I see it.
Awesome.
What was your mind at when you wrote that? Let's ask you. How did you write? Why you say glitch? What's the purpose behind glitch?
So coming back to that space, and we talked through it a little bit here. I got there a little early. Mancino was in, his room, and I'm like, "Yo, play me some beat packs," and he was like, "No, I'm not playing no beat packs. There's nothing here for you. I'm gonna make some from scratch." Because even in the small interactions, he kind of got a chance to feel my vibe, I guess. So he started making it, and I just feel I love pop, and when he started, in that rhythm, that I just went there, and it's just like letting loose and partying, and I don't know, it just made me think of like partying so hard that you lose time when maybe drinking a little bit, or maybe a little smoking, and it's like you're literally glitching in time if you're at a certain pace. If anybody's experienced that before, and if you do, I recommend you do it responsibly from here on out. But that glitch that you have throughout the night, it's like, okay, I was just in that room, I'm here now. That's kind of where that came from. So yeah, it's just turning all the way up and just losing time, just glitching throughout the night. So yeah, that's what it came from. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I love the record though.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it was fun. It was easy. Like just flow. Yeah, it was easy. Being in there with him. All right, so I'm gonna hop in these comments.
Okay.
We got a few that just came through. Chev said bars. That was definitely from bars that you just dropped. About managing and mentorship. C Style says character makes you different, and that's a fact. That's definitely off of your insight. I'm talking about you, Chevy. Twin. Okay, yes. Twin said he was representing. He was saying Chevy's definitely a mentor. That's facts. More bars, more fire. And musician says, maybe biasly, but great choice with keeping me on the record. So thank you. Thank you for all of us. Yes, from all of us. And yes, Mancino was dope. He was just super cool, man. Free flow energy. As a writer, like to be in a room where there's nothing impeding the process. You know what I'm saying? As far as ego, everybody's just doing their thing. That's always a special place. So yeah, it was lit. All right.
Well, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you taking out the time. This has been an amazing conversation. We're gonna keep revving it up and having more guests more often. So thank you for getting us back into this rhythm. Again, for all of your wisdom. I know there's so much more for us to talk about. So the next time I'll try not to be biased and force you into the management pocket talk. But it was a great flow, so I appreciate all those gems, and I know a lot of people are going to be able to take away on the playback and then the clips, a lot of the things that you share in your journey. So it's important. It's going to continue to reach.
I'm sorry that I moved all around, but like I told you, so much that I've done and started. It's so much that I've done and seen that I'll be forgetting sometimes, and I have like key moments. So people got just ask me, I'll be able to get it. But when you ask me, I just, I just move with my spirit, man, where it goes in my conversation. So,
Thanks. No, it's good, and I mean that's look, musicians say us saying we need a video for the glitch record. I mean, I got some treatment ideas, so you know when the time comes, if the time comes, I'll be ready.
And the treatment.
Oh, sweet, done deal, done deal. But I'm not gonna graze over that. That is important, being led by spirit, and that's even getting on here, hitting live, even having like ideas or just notes to follow, bullet points. It's a huge way that I approach this space, life as well, but letting spirit lead and just being natural with people. So you made it super easy. You made it super easy. So this is a nice fun conversation.
Thank you. I appreciate. I learned a lot about you as well.
Awesome.
Just by your character and listen to how you talk and what you dig into and what you're doing. So keep doing it. I appreciate it, Mattie.
Awesome. Thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot. All right. So I'm not going to hold you much longer. We are over an hour. We ain't done this in a while, but this was definitely the perfect time to do so. We are going to get into the vibe of the evening. Thank you for curating that space. Again, for having me there. This record, this vibe, this fun, light energy is called Glitch. And as you know, it's with myself, DJ Venoms. Y'all know it very well. And Shunna Red. Video coming soon.
Let's go.
Safe travels, safe journeys to you. I know you said you got some things cooking, and I'm excited to see your vision. And I know the fellas are gonna keep me updated to where and how we can plug in. I can plug in, or just even cheering from the sideline. So, well wishes and magical things to all of the things that you got your hand on, and to you. Stay encouraged and, keep trusting and believing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you. Have a good night, y'all. We are going to get into your favorite record in this moment in time. Glitch. Y'all, and this energy with Mr. Troy is big. Yes. Having him on is big. So thank you, Mama Mattie. The energy with Mr. Troy is big. And musician Taylor, Chevy Twin. For this connection. And Troy, you are a part of the Mattie Mondays community now. Yes, no takebacks. You in here, you stamped in time. A special guest. And this has been really, really dope. I'm not gonna keep you guys much longer. Have an amazing week. Y'all see what it is. Get at us if you got any questions, any requests. It's Mattie Mondays, where we do music in different ways. Have an amazing, blessed week. Stay with it, stay encouraged, and give yourself and others that you come across this week some grace. All right, let's get into it. Let's get over here and go up on the way out. You already know.
To the pen, so high I feel like we glitching. Eyes low, life love sin. Nobody blow, we too lit. Another level we've hit. Yeah, we aiming for glitch. Saturday nights are reserved for letting your hair down, for leaving this earth and testing your bug wild. This is a vibe, it's a wave, it's a mood. Do what the fuck you want to. Get in your bag and your groove. Lit. Don't it feel good? Yeah, it tastes nice. Eat it up, this is our night. Going up till we see daylight. Yeah, you ain't got work in the AM. We ain't going home till the morning. Sip it all down, don't be wasting. Strap in for this levitation. Hands up, bodies lifted. We going up in this elevator to the pen. So high I feel like we glitching. Eyes low, life love sin. Nobody blow, we too lit. Another level we've hit. Yeah, we aiming for glitch. Joe, better come get your Joe. Drop top Porsches, ride like we in slow-mo. Click, 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 flashing like we taking pics. 50,000 on the feet, look baby, we living rich. All these diamonds in my wrist. Get little, we aiming for glitch. Hands up, bodies lifted. We going up in this elevator to the pen. So high, I feel like we glitching. Eyes low, life fluxing. Nobody blow, we too lit. Another level we've hit. Yeah, we aiming for ditch.